Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name's GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another Saturday Top 10, where today, guys, we're going to be counting down the top 10 worst traps in Treyarch Zombies history. Now, this was requested by Clone Gamer as well as GD Inferno Boy, so big thanks to those guys for the idea. Now, there are a ton of different traps in Treyarch Zombies. Some of them are way more useless than others, and some of them are actually really useful. But today, we're going to be taking a look at the 10 that are the worst. They're also useless, or you just don't use them ever, so they're kind of pointless. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be the Gorod Crowley finger trap between the infirmary and the tank station on Gorod Crowley. Now, overall, I think this trap is really cool. It's a great idea. It's literally the fingers of a 1,000-foot Russian robot that closes and opens, which is really cool. But I just find myself never using this trap. I think this was probably the second ever time I used this trap just to get footage for this video. It's a really cool idea. Don't get me wrong. I think it's one of the best Treyarch has ever had, but the usefulness of this trap is just non-existent. I never find myself being chased by a ton of zombies and need to use traps. Then again, I don't do high rounds on Gorod, so maybe it's useless, but I'm pretty sure everyone just camps down below where you build the shield anyway. So it comes in here at the number 10 spot. All right, guys, coming in at the number 9 spot is probably one that I'm going to get a little bit of flack for, and that is the 5 electric traps, or classified as well. So these switches are always in the same spot every game. You know exactly where to get them. Like, for example, the 5 one is always in the bowie knife room down in the labs. I remember it. It's one of the ones that I get every game if I'm using the electric traps. But I'm going to be honest, I am complete, absolute trash when using the traps on 5. I don't know what it is, but I just have a very hard time training up zombies and running them through the trap. It's just one of those things that I never got good at. Now, obviously, there's a ton of high rounders that are absolutely insane. Like, I think the world record is like 241 or something like that, which is just absolutely nuts, and using the traps literally 99% of the game. But overall, I think that the 5 electric traps are just really hard to use, and in my opinion, like, for a casual gamer, it wouldn't really be a useful trap. So that's why it's one of the worst, and it comes in here at the number 9 spot. All right, guys, coming in at the number 8 spot is going to be another trap that I find myself never using, and that is the bathhouse trap on Ancient Evil. Right before the bathhouse, there's like a pool of water essentially, and that's actually a trap if you didn't know. Now, I just find myself never using this one. It's just not practical, because I find myself on Ancient Evil never doing high rounds, first of all. Second of all, you would just use the Hand of Charon if you were doing high rounds, and also if you're doing high rounds on Ancient Evil, you never end up opening that door anyways. So for all those reasons, I just find this one to be completely useless. I never think I've used it besides getting gameplay for this, and maybe like my first game ever playing Ancient Evil at Treyarch, I tried it, but that's literally it. So the bathhouse trap on Ancient Evil is definitely very useless. All right, guys, coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be one that I feel like is a great trap, but no one ever uses this. At least I've never seen people use it, and that is the Revelations Flogger. Now, the Flogger is great, don't get me wrong. It's right next to like the Generator 3 area of Origins, next to Double Tap, and I feel like the Flogger is in a decent spot, but it's just nowhere near anything where people would go for high rounds. Like, most of the high round strategies are like right when you go across to the starting room, if you keep the starting room door closed, or most people just camp in Verrucht at the electric trap there. So for that reason, I just feel like this is one of the most useless traps. I think I've used this trap probably like 2 or 3 times ever, and it was never really too helpful. If you're on a high enough round, chances are you have a thunder gun or an apothecon, so you don't really need to use this trap ever either. So for that reason, it comes in at the number 7 spot. The Flogger on, for example, like Shinonuma is super useful because it's in a good spot and it's like one of the best traps ever, but it's just not useful on Rev. All right, guys, coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be the 9 acid trap. Now, overall, I think that the 9 acid trap is a really cool idea, but the main drawback and problem I have about this one is you can only build it in one of the 4 areas each game. So you literally can only build it in one spot. So most of the time I build it in like the Ra temple area, but it really sucks that you can't build it once you get all the parts. You can only build it in one of those locations, which is really a huge drawback. And they also have a challenge where you have to build it in all 4 of the different ones, so you have to play 4 separate games to get that achievement, which is a little bit annoying. So it comes in here at the number 6 spot. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be the Derising Drag door trap next to double tap. Now this one actually I wouldn't say is a bad trap, but the main problem with this trap is it actually respawns zombies and spawns more of them, so it allows you to do like the Derising Drag Easter egg on literally round 2 and things like that, which is a blessing and a curse. But most of the time when you're using a trap, you're using it to kill zombies, not make more of them. So for that reason specifically, I put it at the number 5 spot. It's really cool if you like want to do the Easter egg on a low enough round and stuff like that. It's really useful for respawning zombies and stuff, but for that reason, guys, we had to put the Derising Drag door trap at the number 5 spot. All right, guys, coming in at the number 4 spot is an absolute travesty of a trap, and that is the Forsaken helicopter trap on Forsaken in Cold War Zombies. This trap is so useless. There's a helicopter that like flies around and literally basically does nothing when it comes to killing zombies. It's just an absolute travesty. There's basically no traps in Cold War Zombies anyways, and this one just was absolutely terrible. So I had to put it on the list, guys, and it comes in here at the number 4 spot. All right, guys, coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be the Mob of the Dead sniper tower, but not just the sniper tower. Normally it is the upgraded one when you get RPGs. This thing literally makes crawlers on some of the lowest rounds, like round 3 and 4. It will literally make crawlers because of how bad it is when it's upgraded. Now the normal sniper trap is pretty good. It's going to kill a lot of zombies, which is useful, but just I'm telling you right now, the upgraded one is just not worth using ever. Coming in at the number 2 spot is going to be the transit turret trap, which is the lawnmower trap that you can build in the farm area of transit. Now this trap is just completely useless. Not only do you need a turbine to be down in order to power it, but also if you stand in the way, like in between the trap and a zombie, it will literally down you, which is a huge drawback, first of all. And overall, the trap's just not really that useful ever. I find myself never really camping in the farm area and needing to use this trap ever. So for that reason, it comes in here at the number 2 spot. All right, guys, coming in at the honorable mention spot is going to be the fire trap on Dead of the Night. Now this one's really annoying because you have to find the fire core and place it in one of the areas. Now yes, it's useful for the Easter egg, but actually killing zombies, it's not really that practical most of the time, because yes, you want to build it like close to the like main area of the map, but if you don't really know the locations, like for example I only know a couple of them, then it's not there, then you're kind of screwed. Now it's really useful in the mausoleum when you're doing like a lockdown there or something. That's really useful, but being able to find multiple in a game is just annoying. Like I don't even know all the locations. I'm sure there's enough to get like 3 or 4 of them in each game, but I just think it's kind of annoying. So it comes in at the honorable mention spot. All right, guys, and coming in at the number 1 spot is going to be the transit electric trap that you can build at the power station. I think I've gotten a kill with this trap once in my entire life, and I've probably built it about 7 or 8 times. I remember building it day 1 on transit and dying to it. So it's just absolutely completely useless and terrible. So I had to put it on the list, and it definitely deserves to be the worst trap in Treyarch Zombies history ever. And of course it's on another map that not a lot of people like anyways, so the practicality of it is completely useless. You also need a turbine to use it as well, which is another huge drawback for this. So for that, all those reasons, it comes in here at the number 1 spot. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have a top 10 idea you want to see here on the channel, make sure to comment it down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Peace out.